Austin, did you tip the check again? Yes, I did, and I'm proud of it. I was out at the local diner. It's near my house here, and Sunday brunch time, right around after church gets out, gets pretty crazy. And ladies were running all over the place trying to keep their heads above water. Unfortunately, the one lady spilled a milkshake all over the floor, which threw things into four-alarm fire, and it was just a crazy, crazy morning. And the lady that was taking care of me was beyond stressed out, so I wanted to make sure I did a little extra just to make sure that she's doing okay today. I know the person that had been sitting in my seat before I was there had stressed her out more than a little bit. So, you know what? A little bit of a random act of kindness on a Sunday. Nothing wrong at all with that. Now, today we're going to try something a little bit different. Well, okay, a lot bit different. Typically speaking, what you're used to here is you're going to see Austin monologuing into the camera about what he did today and what I'm planning on doing in the future. Today, we're actually going to do a simulcast. I've talked with Kenn of Gobble Gobble Detroit, and Gobble Gobble Give Detroit, excuse me, and he is going to give us a little bit of the story about what this event and this organization is all about, who they help, what they do, and my little dog is trying to escape out the backyard. Sweetie, what are you doing? Huh? Don't you sneak out. It's a good thing you're cute. And we're going to do a simulcast. So this way, this is going to be the first time I've ever done this before. And we're going to get a chance to be able to have a conversation about what this organization's all about, who they're designed to help, what kind of things that they do, how you can possibly help out if you're in the greater Detroit area, or if you just are interested in what are other opportunities that are out there to impact other people's lives in a positive way. Something new for me. I don't know if this is going to be something that we can do going forward, if it's something interesting. Hopefully you guys are engaged with this kind of thing and you want to come along for this kind of a project. The beautiful thing here with this YouTube channel stuff is we can really make our content into whatever we want. We can use this platform. This little dog is escaping my yard. Get your little butt back in here. Get your butt in here. Are you trying to run away? Huh? Are you trying to run away? There are all kinds of opportunities out there to do good things for good people. Whether or not it's through a charity organization, whether it's through something you set up yourself, your friends set up, whatever the case, there's all kinds of opportunities. And I want to use this channel for good. I want to use it for spreading information and encouraging people to get involved. That's really what I want to keep this thing focused on. The nice thing is, as we make these videos and as you spend time watching them, it generates revenue for the channel, which we can then use to do good things for good people. At this point in time, the channel's not monetized, but it's getting close. And here soon, we're going to be able to make money off of the views that you're spending here. We don't want any kind of donations. At least I don't. Gobble Gobble Give could certainly use your donations, but I don't need anything for this channel. What I want to do is I want to use your spent time watching this video to generate money that we can use to do good things. That's it. YouTube already has the process in place. You just spending time here, that's all we were asking for. So, without further ado, I would like to get to my conversation with Kenn.
Yep.
I think we're recording. Cool. All right. So, folks, I want to introduce you to Kenn. Kenn has reached out to me through the Good Things for Good People page. And you, sir, are involved in the Gobble Gobble Detroit process?
Gobble Give Detroit, yes.
So I'm a big fan of Detroit. I've been in Detroit many, many times. I'm there every single year for usually the auto show. I'm also there for a really large concert that's there every single year down there on the waterfront. Detroit's a beautiful city. The architecture is amazing. The food are great. The people are wonderful. But it's certainly not without its issues. Certainly not without its opportunities. Ooh. So give me a little bit of background on what the Gobble Gobble is and what you guys are trying to do.
Well, I came on board when my friend asked me to do this. I think it's the third or fourth year. I can't remember. And you basically, it's an Easter market. There's a show warehouse, Burt's, that they allow us to use. And people show up They bring food. They bring clothing, anything you think a homeless person might need. And we have people like I've been given the name Grill Master. Okay, but everybody kind of has a job, but all kinds of stuff. And we got people, volunteers, drivers, and we give them a list of places to go out and give. And it's just a big event of giving to the homeless, giving back. That's all it is. And on what better day to do it than Thanksgiving?
Sure, absolutely. A lot of us who happen to have family close do get generally a little spoiled with the fact that we have somebody to spend Thanksgiving with, and that we can do good things with, and that kind of thing. And a lot of people, unfortunately, especially if you don't live in a real urban environment, don't really understand how many people really are out there that don't have.
There's homeless people just about everywhere too. So
yeah, and homeless in Detroit, it can be a pretty rough spot.
Yeah, with the weather.
Yeah, it's a shame to see where Detroit is these days. I'm young enough that I didn't get to see Detroit in its heyday, but it's still an absolutely gorgeous city, and I've met so many incredible people there. But as you said, there's homeless people everywhere. There's people that are in need of an assistance all over the country.
Yep,
it's not just in.
I'm 56, and I grew up remembering when just after I was born. I don't remember this when the riots were. It really went downhill, and I remember growing up. My mom, when she was younger, used to go to the Hudson's downtown, and I remember when they demolished it, and she watched that and was crying. I mean, I'm from suburbs my whole life, but I go down there for work and other things. Mm-hmm. And Bobby was homeless once himself, and that's why he's passionate about it. He does the thing in Cass Park twice a month too. So he's all about it. He's brought homeless people into his house. He's done a ton of stuff. The guy has a huge heart and some, but he's passionate about it. Very, very passionate about it.
How many people do you typically have come to this kind of an event?
Well, we don't really count it, but there's thousands, I think. The last time before COVID, Burt's is a pretty big place. And when I get there around the same time Bobby does, around 5, 6 in the morning, I think. Of course, there's nobody. But as things progress, there's like almost no standing room. And
wow.
You got the tailgaters across the street at Easter Market going to watch the Lions, which is funny. But no, there's a lot of people are into it, and they find out about it, and they're all about it. I mean, we get people all the time. It's just because of COVID. We did it last year was the first year back. The attendance was deplorable. Bobby keeps all the numbers. I don't know. I do whatever he needs me to do to help out.
Sure.
So, and he's just been telling me how the numbers are bad. And we really got to get the numbers up. I'm like, okay, I'll do what I can. And I kind of started a Facebook blitz there and contacted you, just getting, not necessarily knowing a place like yours or organization like yours would be interested. We're just trying to find people that want to come in, bring food, volunteer, deliver, whatever you want to do. We don't care. Just help.
Right. We're just glad to have you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of organizations saw a massive drop over COVID because we all had, a million other things that were on our plates.
It's affected society more than we realize.
Yeah. So you're certainly not alone as far as that goes. As I'm starting this process, and I'm still real new to this whole thing. As I'm starting this, I've heard that same story quite a lot. As far as like we were pretty on track before COVID, and then all of society broke, and then everything just kind of fell apart. And you've got all kinds of other issues that have unfortunately affected people's ability to give and to be able to help other people, whether it's losing a job or the business shut down or
we're no longer alive.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of issues that have happened since post-COVID. So you guys are primarily doing your promotion on Facebook at this point?
To some degree. I'm, of course, I can take it anywhere I go. I drive for a living.
Okay.
So if I go to any counts, I'm hitting people up, just asking them if they want to contribute, and I'm like, don't make a decision now. If you really want to do it, here's the info. I usually have a little flyer I give somebody and talk
Sure.
to them about it. Tell them it's nonprofit. We're not looking for any money. You're not looking for any kind of commitment. If you want to just call us up a couple days beforehand, got some cooked food or uncooked food or stuff. I've gone and picked up clothing, food, whatever. If you really aren't interested, fine.
Sure.
But we'll take whatever you got, because if we don't use it now, Bobby will use it at Cass Park second and fourth Sunday, so it won't go to waste.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So how did he get involved in this? You said he was homeless at one point in time?
Yeah, I don't know the details. I didn't ask him, but
Okay.
he's been doing the thing in Cass Park, which has I think it's the IBEW involved, a bunch of other people, and they show up, and he's got a trailer he pulls out and tables, and beforehand he's cooking a lot of the stuff himself. Like last year, like I said, whatever was left over, he used it. He started doing that, and I don't know how he came up with the idea, to be honest. It was him and another guy originally, and he asked me if I wanted to do it. I'm like, sure. I mean, I can. Actually, I thought I was going to be sacrificing the whole Thanksgiving. I was usually done by 2ish, and I've been doing it ever since. And I know he needs help, so I keep helping him.
Sure. I commend you for what you're doing. That's pretty awesome. A lot of people wouldn't be willing to give up a lot of their time like that, or to sacrifice their own side of things. But that's good that you guys are doing that. I'm more than happy to share that kind of thing. That's realistically, this is kind of like, I think what one of the biggest lessons I've really learned is there's a lot of people that have a lot of good intentions, but they don't get a lot of publicity. And there's not an easy way to get a lot of people paying to this. Like, unless you happen to be the Red Cross or, some huge organization that has a media arm. Even for me locally here, there's almost no nonprofits that I know that have a really good outreach to be able to get out there and, educate people about what's going on. I have a community garden literally in my backyard. And we have a pretty good community as far as local to me that gets out and reaches out to people. But there's a lot of people that or a lot of organizations just have people would be willing to help. They just need to know where to be and when to be there.
I think they have some of them in Detroit too. I don't know location, but I think
yeah. Well, I appreciate you being on here, sir. How do people typically get involved in this process? What's the best way to get them involved?
I'll give you links, and they can, if you need to, I'll give you mine or Bobby's number if they want to donate, or they can get us through Facebook, whatever's convenient for them. It doesn't matter, whatever they want to do. Like I said, every year he usually calls me like, hey, I got this person over here. Can you go pick this up? Stuff like that. We have no problem. I'm going to be probably picking up some turkeys the next day or two, and I'm going to be cooking them up. And I got to go pick up, being the grill master, the contact he has. It's a company there's a lot of companies that donate. Like Bert's doesn't charge us anything. Really big facility. I wish I knew the square footage. Great guy. Very helpful. He gives us whatever we need, tables, whatever. And that place is like a bar, restaurant, big event theater itself.
Okay.
And we do get people donated, but there's a guy who has like a rental thing for parties. And I know he has grills, and luckily it's almost a stone throw from my house, but there's a guy to pick up a large, propane barbecue grill.
Nice.
And that guy is donating the grill, the propane, everything we need. We usually don't have a huge problem with donations for the most part, but more than anything, it's been getting volunteers in there,
getting people involved on the ground.
Yeah, in the clothes. Like it's actually been a good thing. I actually have gone through my closet at least 3 times.
I just recently did that a couple of weeks ago.
Well, yeah, and then
that doesn't fit me. That doesn't fit me. That doesn't fit me.
Yep. I did that a couple times. Just took it there. What a better place to donate.
Sure. Absolutely.
yeah, anything I can think of, I take down there too. And like I said, I talk to people about it and tell them the same thing. You don't want to go down there, but you want to contribute, let us know. Come get it. You know,
That's fantastic.
yeah, and whatever they want to do, we're there for them.
So what's the Facebook page that they can get in touch with this process for?
It is Gobble Gobble Give Detroit 2023, and I assume you'll put the link down, or I can give you the link.
I'll put it down in the description if you guys are interested.
Yeah, and I can give you mine and Bobby's Facebook link. You need a phone number. I'll get you that. Whatever you need, whatever's going to facilitate it, we appreciate it too, because we're trying to get more people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we usually get a lot of people in the last few days have been holding back, and like I think the day or night of around 11 o'clock at night, I'm driving an hour away, picking up. This lady just went shopping just for this and had just a ton of stuff she bought. And I'm not saying somebody's got to do that, but it's great when you see that, you know. Sure. But we get a variety of different things and a variety of different people who come. It's a great cause, and seeing these people makes you have trust in humanity again and realize there is hope out there. There are people who care. There are. Yeah, and I started just because I had that want to like give back and do something, you know, and that's when I did started doing this. I knew Bobby, he was a friend of mine. He invited me to the Cass Park one and did that. And then he told me about Gobble Gobble Give. And sure, I'll show up. And at first, the first year I was there, they're supposed to assign people. And I'm just kind of wandering around, wondering what I'm going to do here. They come across to these guys are messing with large charcoal grills and smokers. And they're dumping the charcoal out and pouring charcoal lighter fluid. And they couldn't get it lighted. And I'm like, okay, and nothing against those people, but I got the charcoal lit, and that's how I became the.
this man can start a fire. He's in charge.
Unga, you know.
That's awesome.
I'm still like looking back at that. I tell people that story all the time. I'm like, that's how you get to be a grill master. Okay.
Hey, sometimes being in the right place at the right time is all it takes.
Oh, I actually was glad I did it too, because that first year I do have insulated outside wear, and it was like 10, 15 degrees, and I got to be in front of those grills, so I actually could stay warm. So that was a benefit. You know, I learned from that too. I checked the weather beforehand, the day before. It's Michigan, don't blink.
Yep.
And prepare, and I'm outside the whole time just about. I don't mind it. I love being outside, but seeing all the people, they get really excited about it, passionate about it. Some people hadn't heard about it before or just heard about it that day and want to come back, you know. So we get it, but like I said, COVID has affected everything, and Bobby's been kind of saying we really need to increase the people, more the companies that donated before still are, which is awesome, but it's the people who would bring food, clothing, and stuff like that. I mean, anything you think a homeless person could use, like a tent, maybe a big tarp, we don't care. We can use it. And a lot of times, if Bobby can't give that to, he'll repurpose it, to help out. Like he's used some tarps, like when at Cass Park, sometimes it rains and he sticks those out, and
shelter.
But he doesn't waste anything. He cooks it. The guy's an awesome cook and baker. He's passionate about that too. And he comes out with his sterno dishes, everything, cooking them. And I think Bert contributes some too. And we're just lining this up. When you see the large tables and everything, it's kind of amazing. You think it's probably the biggest food party I've ever been to, with all that stuff. And me being fat, it's tough. It's tough.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, sir, I appreciate you coming on here. I appreciate you sharing the information about the Gobble Gobble up there in Detroit. This kind of thing is really what I want to make this page all about. I want to use it as a force for good and a force for spreading information and really educating people about what opportunities are out there, and that there really actually are good people out there trying to do good things for other people. Way too often we see people that are just, they're for right or for wrong, they're focused on what's going on in their world, and they don't really pay attention to the wider world around them. And there's a lot of folks that, even with just a little bit of effort, you can make a really big change in somebody's life. So,
oh yeah, and just being a good human being, and just talking to somebody sometimes, sitting down with them makes the difference. But
absolutely,
I mean, giving back to these people who are struggling, being outside, what it matters to them, you have no clue, because they don't. They don't have a regular job. They don't have a house over their head. You don't realize how good you have it when you have that. Even if, you're not rich, you have something, And there's even some people are just borderline. Like I got one of the accounts I go to, one of the guys there's on disability, he's barely making it. And I'm going to go pick him up and we're going to feed him. And I'm going to take him back home because he just doesn't have it. He ain't homeless, but he's close.
Sure.
He's getting government subsidies, but he's just barely hanging on. And, we'll help whoever, that needs it, and
fantastic.
Yeah. And when you see these people are into it, a lot of these people they go there and they're so passionate, they're glowing, they're loving it. They're really excited. It's amazing. And they really get into it once we get things going.
Yeah. The feeling of being able to give like that to somebody, it's wonderful for them to receive, but it also does make you feel fantastic to be able to see what your impact you can make on.
I mean, more than anything, I don't need a thank you. Doing the deed means the most, and I'm a firm believer in karma too.
Sure.
And what you do on others will eventually come back to you. And I use that mantra in a lot in my life, because being like that, you just go through life a lot better, just, trying to help your fellow man and being a good person and not just worrying about yourself, realizing there are other people other than you out there that need help. And you may think you're doing good. Like said many times, you got a roof over your head, you got a job, you got food in the fridge, you got a car. Maybe some of them aren't great, but you're doing better than a lot of people, you know?
You may not consider yourself rich, but compared to a lot of people, you may be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing great, but I still got time to do this. And there's a lot more people that can too. And that's what we're trying to do is get people to come down, contribute. I mean, you're not going to be here all day. You'll still have time to go have dinner with your family. Like I said, I'm usually out of there by 2, 3, 4 at the most, I think. And I'm usually one of the first person to get there and one of the last with Bobby. So you don't have to spend all day down there. Like I said, you come drop some stuff down. We get a lot of people that drop food, whatever down and just leave, because they got other things to do, but we still treat them, so, whatever level you want to contribute, doing that, or just coming and helping only for a while, or doing a combination of all, we don't care as long as if you help any part, we're just grateful that you are doing, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me highlight your charity organization.
Appreciate it. Thank you for putting me on, because we need those people out there. Highly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for letting me get involved in that. I'm glad you reached out to me. I hope this works out for those of you who are watching this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is, like I said at the beginning, a brand new thing for me. I've never done this before. I hope it's something that could be interesting, that helps with the engagement side of things and helps with the education side of things. Maybe there's some folks that are out there that are in the Detroit area that have never heard of this and they want to get involved. Or at the worst case scenario, if you want to maybe send something, you certainly can. No obligations whatsoever. This is just something I wanted to try to do. I want to see if this kind of thing really works on Facebook or on YouTube. For their Facebook page, if you look up Gobble Gobble Give Detroit 2023, I will also put a link to the Facebook event in the description of the video down below. For those of you who are new here, welcome to Good Things for Good People. That's what this little channel is all about. I think we are on to a big thing here. I think it's going to be a big, big thing. All we need is you guys to believe in it and keep coming back. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully it's a beautiful day there. It's absolutely fantastic here for a week before Thanksgiving. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.